Okay, so I wanted to talk about how to be a good sitter, as in the person across from a medium. Yes, there are good and bad sitters. I try not to call anybody bad. But the situation is that mediumship works in a certain way. And for me, the best way is if I follow, if I receive. That's really what I am supposed to be doing. I feel strongly. And by that I mean I let the person, the spirit form person, the energy person, take me where they want to. So let them show me what they want to, when they want to, how they want to do it, instead of me trying to guide the reading. Because it's a communication. So my job is really to try to understand. It's a different form of communication. They're not talking to me in English. They're not. I'm seeing images. I'm seeing expressions. I'm feeling things that they felt. I'm seeing the manner that they carried themselves. I'm seeing whether they're a quiet, shy kind of person because they're sitting there like this and not outgoing, or are they the life of the party, walking in the room. And you don't need to hear it in English or whatever language to be able to understand the facial expressions and the body language. And a lot of the time I'm reading facial expressions, body language, and I'm understanding a feeling of their essence. So I often can tell if it's a bigger man because I can get a feeling that he was a bigger man. I can feel his, I don't know, I could feel he had a bigger stomach. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, they show me, and I just, if it works with them just showing me and me being able to concentrate on what they're showing me, watch my movie screen in my head, and just say what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling and what I'm sensing and what kind of energy they bring to the table to tell me about them. Sometimes it's so light and they're excited. Sometimes I can feel they're kind of upset about things. They communicate in so many different ways. And the best thing to do as a sitter is let your medium read. So what do I mean by that? Because of course that's what you're there for, right? You're there to sit and let them read. There's a lot of people that like to interrupt constantly. So one girl I read for, and I'm describing her grandpa to a T. He's showing me like a TV tray or a little table on the side of his recliner, and I'm telling her I see he's got glasses on this. He looks like he wore glasses. Well, what kind of glasses are they? Can you tell me about the glasses? Are they reading glasses? Are they other? That's really not at the moment what he wanted to convey. He's giving me evidence. These are the reasons he's showing me these things. He knows that she knows he has a recliner. He knows that she knows that he kept his glasses on the side of the table. So he knows if he brings these things through, it validates who he is as a person, because he can show her, hey, you remember, I'm always sitting in that recliner. I always had my glasses on the side of the table. And that's his purpose. I'm just going to speak for him for a second. He's not there to go into whether he wore reading glasses or not, I can ask him and see what he might show me something like this, and then that would help me understand, it looks like he may have had problems reading. But they really want to take these moments to validate who they are and get you to understand, and then give you a message. That's the important part of the reading. So another person one time asked me, well, what was his favorite color? Because they want to know that this is their person. And so they want things to come through that they're thinking in their head instead of just to follow. They want to be in charge of guiding the reading. And I can go back and ask them, can you show me your favorite color? That's not the best readings for me, though, because things aren't flowing and I'm not receiving. I'm a receiver, and that's what we all are. We're channels, so we are built to receive if we've got this ability. And we can try to ask questions. And I think as you get more advanced, maybe you get better at that too, of the two-way communication. but it's really, it's more like telepathy, and it's more like expressions, and some things I think are just a little harder for them to convey. So, it in my experience, as going back and asking a bunch of questions kind of breaks up the communication a little bit. The best readings I've ever done are where I just sit there and I receive, and I'm looking on my little movie screen in my head, and I'm following, and I'm letting them give me information, and I'm just saying what I see, saying what I see, saying what I see. So, good sitter, just sit and listen. If you have really important questions and that's why you're seeing a medium, you can talk about that, and you can set the intention, and the medium can also set the intention before your reading even would be best, that these are what we're hoping for. I can never promise that certain information is going to come through or a certain person's going to come through. I will try for everybody, and sometimes I do get the right person. But it's not always a given, because somebody else can pop in. It's like all the people who have passed may take this opportunity to come and reach out to you. So just know that the best way for you to interact is to talk to your medium right up front and tell them, if it's a certain person, if they're okay with that, you can tell them, I'm really hoping to speak to my grandma today. Don't give them too much information, though. A lot of people want to tell you all kinds of stuff about their grandma. I don't want to hear it, because I'm the one supposed to be giving you information about your grandma so you can validate that is her. If you've given me too much information, what am I going to use to validate to you that I've really got your grandma? So it's really good just to, mum's the word, go in there quiet, and be receptive to anybody coming through. If it's not someone you want to hear from, just say so. That's fine. We're all good with that. We can dismiss a person that's coming through, a soul energy, and ask for somebody else. That's okay, and see if someone else comes through. But try not to interrupt your medium continually, because that also interrupts the flow of communication. And I've worked with several sitters who have been interrupters. I like interrupters only because they give me more experience with interrupters, and they're always going to be there. As someone in the training learning phase, it's good for me to have the little mishaps right now. But for you, if you are paying for a reading and you're trying to get the most out of it, then try not to interrupt your medium. Try to let them know up front. If you have a certain person, you can say, are you open to me saying I'd really like communication from this certain person? And if they say yes, then just say, it's my grandma. That's all you need to say. Don't say anything else about your grandma, because then, again, what does the medium, you've already put all this stuff in their mind, and they're supposed to validate to you. They're supposed to give you the evidence of who this person was. So make sure that you don't tell too much about your people. And if you want to validate as you go, many mediums do like that, a little bit of validation. So I give this, when I read people, I give them a little set of instructions before the reading. And I say, it's fine if I say she's showing me a garden and you say, yep, she planted a garden every year. What I don't want to hear is, yep, she planted a garden every year. I helped her. We used to go to the farmer's market. We sold all these vegetables. We had farmers all over around us. My neighbor came every day. Sometimes she would bake pies and sell them there too. You've just given me way too much information. So just validate the information that the medium has said, and that's it. Don't expand. And it's so tempting to expand because we all have all these stories. What I always do, because I want good feedback too, and I want to know where I got it, hit it out of the park, and where I may have missed something. I always give people a time at the end to tell me their stories, because there's a lot of stories that come through, and it's pretty neat. So I can't speak for all mediums, but I do. I let people tell me their stories. It helps me grow as well. So know that, just hold it to the end if you can. But ask your medium how it's going to work, the structure of the reading, what to expect. And just try to be a good sitter. And the best sitters, for me anyway, are ones that can give you a little bit of their expectations up front can be quiet during the reading except for those basic validations, which I do like because it helps me know I'm on the right track. If I'm interpreting something wrong, I want to go back and try to interpret correctly. So I do like, but we call it the yes, no, maybe. Yes, I can take that. No, that's not quite making sense to me. Oh, maybe that, I get that. Yeah. But without giving too much information. Or, yep, she had a vegetable garden. She did. Fine, that is perfect. Just don't go too far beyond that. So that's how you be a good sitter. And again, if you have specific questions, if you're going in there, I have these specific questions, I want these answered, it's really good to set an intention before the reading. You set it, the medium can set it. Again, the medium cannot guarantee that that person will come through or that specific information will come through. But I think if you're a reputable medium, you always will try to do your best to give your sitter what they're hoping for and what they came for. And so to me, that's part of what I do. And I will always try for people because, that's what we're there for. So I thank you for listening. If you have any questions about being a sitter and how to go about that, we don't ask much of you. We really don't want information from you. It's the fraudulent ones that'll try to get you talking, okay? If you ever get in there with a medium that wants you to talk, that's the fraudulent one who's trying to use the information you give them to turn it around and give it back to you and make you go, oh wow, how did they know that? Gotta be careful about those people. Most of us that are doing this seriously, we don't want information from you because that messes us up. We want to give the information to you, right? We want it to be reputable. We want it to be evidential. So just talk to your medium ahead of time. But these are the general advice things that I can share that works for me. And you can also ask them if you have a time at the end to kind of validate and give your stories. And I always like to hear the stories. They're pretty neat. So take care, everyone. Thanks for listening. And again, if you have questions, just put them down in the comments.